What's good, my crypto fam? As you can see, 25,000 coming right back. In today's show, Bitcoin faces a do or die weekly, monthly close with the macro bull trend at stake. Also breaking news, Bitcoin hash rate hits yet another all-time high. And as they say, the Bitcoin price follows the hash rate. Also in today's show, I'll be sharing the latest between XRP and the SEC lawsuit as policy expert pushes back on the regulator's attempt to keep the crucial document sealed. Also in today's show, Analyst issues a warning to crypto traders and says a massive Bitcoin pullback is likely. I'll be sharing his targets. Also in today's show, SEC charges NBA Hall of Famer Paul Pierce for promoting Ethereum Max as the crypto crackdown continues. Also in today's show, breaking news, former FTX Director of Engineering, Nishad Singh, negotiating a plea deal with prosecutors. Also in today's show, we'll be discussing Bitcoin primed to rally to $56,000 as Nasdaq breaks out of its bull flag, quoting the analysts right here. Check it. Bitcoin may move from consolidation to another parabolic move back to $56,000, he said, having correctly predicted the crypto's late 2020 surge from $20,000 to $40,000. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this plus so much more in today's show. And welcome for everyone tuning in to pod episode number 1198. I'm your host, JV. Happy Saturday, February 18th. And ciao, Bitcoin continue pumping during this live show. I hope we surpass $25,000. Checking out the overall market right here, we can see Bitcoin up 2.3% for the day, trading just under 24,700. We have Ether pumping as well, under $1,700. Polkadot, one of the top gainers as far as the top cryptos. You also have Chainlink and Uniswap pumping as well. And checking out coinmarketcap.com, let's get a refresh for the latest statistics. We can see the market cap still sitting above $1.1 trillion with $61 billion in volume in the past 24 hours. Bitcoin dominance 42.6% with the Ether dominance at 18.6%. And checking out the top 100 crypto gainers in the past 24 hours, we have Blur up 28%, trading at $1.21, followed by EOS up 15%, trading at $1.26, followed by Clay up 32%, trading just under 32 cents. Below that, we have Woo Network, followed by Chainlink. And checking out the top 100 crypto gainers for the past week, massive altcoin gains. You can see Clay up about 58%, We Mix up 66.6%, and Filecoin up 46.7%. Just massive overall gains. And we can check out the Crypto Greed and Fear Index. We're currently rated a 60, which is greed. Yesterday was a 61. Last week was a 49 neutral. And last month, a 45 in fear. How many of you are currently bullish on the King crypto? Let me know as we dive into today's Bitcoin technical analysis. And in today's show, I'm going to be sharing a very optimistic $56,000 Bitcoin price target. And we're also going to be discussing a potential pullback. And I'll be sharing those targets with you as well, so we cover all our scenarios. And diving into today's Bitcoin TA, Bitcoin is leaving traders guessing as the bull market's future depends on last week of February. In multiple tweets, February 17th, popular trader and analyst Rat Capital flagged crucial resistance battles ongoing for Bitcoin across multiple timeframes. That's right, Bitcoin hit a new 6-month high this week as the latest innings of its 2023 recovery kept the bull-bear debate raging. After a consolidatory start for the month, February has become a reckoning point for the Bitcoin price strength. Gains have been harder to cement than in January when Bitcoin finished up nearly 40%. And for Rec Capital, now is the time to pay attention, whether trading daily, weekly, or even on the monthly time frames. The weekly chart perhaps represents the biggest struggle in the wake of the 2022 bear market. Bitcoin is currently attempting to beat out an area of resistance it failed to conquer last August, and so far, without success, quoting Rec Capital alongside this chart, ultimately, a weekly close above this key area is what Bitcoin needs to achieve to break this confluent area of resistance to continue moving higher. Let me know if you agree or disagree with the analyst. The picture is complicated thanks to two other major resistances, trend lines lying overhead, coming in the form of the 50-week and 200-week moving averages. And as previously reported, these have formed their first ever death cross, a potential nail in the coffin for those hoping that a new bull market is beginning. But on the monthly time frames, an equally tense situation is developing, which you can see here, with Bitcoin getting very close to breaking the macro downtrend. The upcoming monthly close will be a deciding factor as continued strength could see the Bitcoin price begin march outside of a falling trend line in place since the November 2021 all-time highs. Now, while this could be a significant event, certain signs already suggest that it could become a reality. Bitcoin's RSI, better known as the Relative Strength Index, formerly at all-time lows, has confirmed a new bull trend already. Send it, let's go. And closer to home, intraday activity remains tantalizing opaque as Bitcoin bulls cling to a portion of the week's upside. 2 trips above 25,000 have nonetheless failed to result in a resistance support flip at this time. But guess what? We had a short-lived dip, and I believe when the dips are that short-lived, it's definitely a bullish indicator. So while Rec Capital is celebrating a confirmed breakout, others remain fearful that the entire episode has been the result of manipulation by the whales. And analyzing order book activity on Binance, monitoring resource material indicators appear to be in no doubt about the spurious nature of the current price strength. Whales have been moving bid support even higher, creating the illusion of a bull market breakout. We already had 2 rejections, so if they get it, it's a bonus. He wrote about the twins move to 25,000. In my opinion, the goal was to raise the distribution range and drop ass liquidity on the bull market maxis, and an accompanying order book chart, which you can see here, captured the action along with whale volumes decreasing as the spot price increased, a phenomenon material indicators recently dubbed as whalish divergence. And as you can see in this bullish chart, a new record Bitcoin hash rate. We just hit yet another all-time high, and I like to remind you that the Bitcoin price follows the hash rate, so yet another bullish indicator. And with that being shared, now I want to share the latest of what's happening behind the scenes between XRP and the SEC, as this lawsuit has been ongoing since 2020, and there have been a lot of developments as of late, and a lot of XRP investors are preying upon to get some resolution sometime soon in the near future so that the price action can't continue to be suppressed as it has been for the past couple of years, and the entire crypto industry is obviously watching to see how this rolls out. So check it. A journalist is arguing that they have critical documents released in a contentious legal dispute between Ripple Labs and the SEC. Forbes senior contributor Rosalind Layton, represented by her attorney Jay Carl, filed a motion with District Judge Torres to release the Hinman files to the public. That's right, the SEC had repeatedly tried to keep the Hinman docs out of the courtroom, but once the judge ruled they must be turned over, the SEC later filed a motion in December to keep some of the content sealed from public view. So the question becomes, why do you think they would like to do that? The documents contain internal SEC deliberations about a speech delivered by former SEC official William Hinman in 2018, when he stated in the official capacity he believed both Bitcoin and Ethereum are not securities. I repeat, he believed that both Bitcoin and Ethereum are not securities back in 2018. Now, Layton is a regulatory policy columnist and argues in a motion against the SEC's motion to seal. The motion says she has no financial stake in Ripple or XRP, and the token that the SEC sued Ripple over, alleging they had violated security laws. The motion argues that the First Amendment and federal common law should grant the press and public access to the documents, says the motion, quoting them here. The case for public release of those documents is particularly strong. This case has garnered intense public and media attention. The stakes are extremely high, not only for Ripple, its executives, and the thousands of XRP holders who have suffered billions of dollars in losses through the SEC's misguided effort as supposedly protecting them. This case is also poised to determine the future of cryptos in this country, serving as a legal referendum on the SEC's entire system of regulation by enforcement for the industry. How do you feel this is likely to play out? And do you think there will be any clear conclusion that XRP is not deemed a security? Maybe it'll be deemed a bridge currency? Or how do you feel this is likely to play out and impact the greater crypto market? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And how long do you think the lawsuit will continue ongoing? Do you think we'll see some sort of resolution before the end of the year? Hopefully, maybe second quarter of this year. Let me know your thoughts in the comments right down below. And now let's discuss a potential pullback warning, as we have just seen the most bullish January we have witnessed in the past decade, and February has been pretty bullish as well. So some analysts are calling for a major pullback. We're going to discuss this right now. Let's break it down, shall we? A popular crypto analyst and trader believes Bitcoin will likely undergo a significant corrective move in the coming months. Quoting Smart Contractor, he shared with his 220,000 followers, after the sharp pullback on the daily chart, I am fairly confident the 5 ways rise from the lows is now complete, anticipating a multi-month pullback to around 19,000, where absolutely everyone gets chopped to little tiny pieces and wish they stopped trading. Will happily load up on long-term long sub $20,000 BTC, and he shared alongside that chart. Now, Smart Contractor utilizes the Elliott wave theory, an advanced technical analysis approach that attempts to predict the future price action by following the crowd psychology that tends to manifest in waves. And according to the theory, a bullish asset is due for a pullback after completing a 5-wave surge. That's right. And after the correction, the crypto strategist predicts a strong Bitcoin surge to 30 Gs. And although Smart Contractor is bearish on Bitcoin, the widely followed analyst Mikhail Vandepop tells his 648,000 Twitter followers the Bitcoin's upward trajectory will likely continue if the bulls manage to keep the king crypto above a key level of support. Quoting him here, Bitcoin corrects after hitting final resistance before $30,000. That's not bad. That's normal. I'd be watching 22,800 as a crucial support to sustain, and then we'll be making higher lows again for continuation. So there you have it. Let me know which analyst you agree more with, Smart Contractor or Vandepop. With that being shared, now I think this is hilarious as the alleged crypto crackdown continues. The SEC is still going after celebrities from Ethereum Max. And, they went after Kim Kardashian, they went after Floyd Mayweather, and now they went after an NBA Hall of Famer, Paul Pierce. You can't make this stuff up, folks. They have nothing better to do than go after the celebs instead of really protecting us from the big catastrophes like the FTX and Luna's out there. So check this out. And on February 17th, the SEC charged NBA Hall of Famer Paul Pierce with illegally promoting the EMAX token on his social media accounts. The EMAX token was offered and sold by Ethereum Max. According to the complaint, Pierce had agreed to pay a penalty of $1.1 million plus approximately $240,000 in disgorgement and prejudgment interest without admitting or denying guilt to avoid greater sanctions from regulators. He is also prohibited from promoting any crypto asset securities for 3 years. Quoting the SEC, today we announced charges against former NBA player Paul Pierce for touting EMAX tokens on social media without disclosing the payment he received for the promotion and for making false and misleading promotional statements about the same crypto asset. Now, the SEC alleges that Pierce fraudulently promoted the purchase of the EMAX token without publicly disclosing Ethereum Max paid him $244,000 in EMAX for promoting it. I'm so glad I turned down all of their offers to promote this crap. The accused even posted screenshots of fake accounts that showed significant profits and holding using EMAX. However, it was all fake, as his own personal holdings were in fact much lower than those in the screenshot. So more fraud. You can't make this stuff up. Gary Gensler, the SEC chair, stated that this lawsuit is a reminder to all influencers and celebs that authorities are vigilant and ready to act against those who use their fame to promote the purchase of unregistered securities. Quoting him here, this case is yet another reminder to celebs the law requires you to disclose to the public from whom how much you are getting paid to promote investments in securities, and you can't lie to investors when you tout a security. In addition, he called on investors to conduct their own research before believing in the investment opportunities that celebrities promote, as they often encourage investments that can end in millions of dollars in losses, which we see way too many times. Now, from model and influencer Kim Kardashian to famous boxer Floyd Mayweather, celebrities have faced scrutiny from the SEC for promoting unregistered crypto asset securities. And in early October 2022, Kardashian agreed to pay a fine of $1.26 million, which to her is nothing more than a slap on the wrist, and without revealing she had received a payment of $250,000 for doing so, Paul Pierce followed the same modus operandi. And as part of this, we also had Mayweather, who used the Love logo to promote several crypto assets, including EMAX, and failed to disclose that he was paid $200,000. I remember like yesterday when Floyd was doing his promotions, he had a hat on. I forgot who he was fighting at the time. But yeah, it said EMAX or Ethereum Max. He also had like a t-shirt, so he was rocking all of the gear. So obviously they know what they're doing. And these fraudsters that create these scams also know what they're doing. They make sure to include the name Ethereum in the name of their token to confuse investors that don't know any better. They do this often with Bitcoin as well. That's why so many hard forks have Bitcoin in it. People get confused. They don't know any. I'm back. Not yet. Let me know if you guys can see me. My apologies. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. I'm going to do a refresh on my phone here because I have no clue. This is the first time this ever happened to me. My apologies. Can we see me? Can we see me? There we go. Someone says you're back. Excellent. Because on my screen, it's all messed up. So good to see I am back, though. I appreciate that. Cool. Let's continue where we left off. My apologies. I'm just glad to be back. The computer just shut down in the middle of nowhere. First time that's ever happened, as this is not a laptop, it's a desktop. So it's very unusual, but hey, I'm still here. So all is good. Let's continue with the FTX plea deal and break this baby down. I think we were there. We just finished talking about Paul Pierce with the SEC, and then we'll get to our bullish price prediction for the day of a $56,000 Bitcoin price action. So here we go. So this is the guy who was the former FTX director. He's right now negotiating a plea deal with the prosecutors. On Friday, Bloomberg reporter Allison reported that Nishad Singh, the former director of engineering at FTX, is negotiating a deal with federal prosecutors in Manhattan. Two other individuals from Bankman-Fried's inner circle, ex-Alameda Research CEO Caroline Ellison and FTX co-founder Gary Wang, have already pleaded guilty to charges related to the multi-year fraud that allegedly took place at FTX since 2019. Unnamed sources who are familiar with the matter told Verspril of the agreement, and the reporter noted that the deal with Singh had not been finalized. The prosecutor's office in the Southern District in New York declined to comment on the alleged deal with Verspril. Also noted the representative for Bankman-Fried declined to comment. If Singh does cooperate with the authorities against Bankman-Fried, the former FTX CEO will be outnumbered, as Wang and Ellison are already cooperating with the authorities. Now, Bankman-Fried is currently awaiting trial scheduled for October 3rd of this year, and prosecutors have been attempting to restrict his use of specific types of electronic devices. The reason for the prosecutor's action against the use of specific electronics is because SBF was found to be using a VPN in January and February of 2023, while the judge had limited the former FTX executive's use of end-on-end encrypted messenger services such as Signal. A decision has not yet been made on restricting the use of other form of electronics such as VPNs, which allow you to ultimately change your IP. Now, Bankman-Fried is facing more than 100 years in prison for the crimes he is accused of and has pleaded not guilty to the 8 charges. The FTX co-founder was indicted December 13, 2022 by a federal grand jury in Manhattan, and attorney Damian Williams stated that the charge with fraud, money laundering, and campaign finance offenses. Singh played a crucial role in FTX's engineering and infrastructure, and he was originally hired by Alameda Research back in 2017. Then 2 years later, Singh began working closely with SBF and top lieutenants at FTX. If Singh makes a deal and actually pleads guilty, he will be the third member of Bankman-Fried's inner circle to do so. It is currently unknown whether other FTX or Alameda employees are working with the feds and their prosecutors. Now, top prosecutor Williams mentioned twice that if anyone has played a role in the FTX collapse and has not come forward, they should do so before the authorities come knocking on their door. Quoting him here, "If you participated in misconduct at FTX or Alameda, now is the time to get ahead of it." So there you have it. It's just a damn shame that the SEC and Gary Gensler couldn't prevent that $10 billion fraud from happening, which really just makes you wonder. And with that being shared, now let's dive into the $56,000 Bitcoin price prediction, followed by some live Q&A, shall we? Here we go. Based on the first law of physics, an object in motion will continue in motion until an outside force affects it. Wall Street's champion trader Martin Schwartz wrote in his book, Pit Bull. Bitcoin has rallied nearly 50% in the first 7 weeks of the year, reaching a 6-month high of now above 25,000, with outside forces like the sentiment and traditional markets largely supportive. Now, recently, the crypto market and Wall Street's tech-heavy Nasdaq index have grown resilient to the Fed's angst and resulting uptick in treasury yields. So one chart analyst expects a continued move higher that could see the Bitcoin price more than double in value in the coming months. Send it. Let's go. Bitcoin is breaking out from a long basing formation. There is a saying, the bigger the base, the higher into space. William Noble, Director of Research of Emerging Asset Group and former analyst at Goldman Sachs and Morgan Stanley, told CoinDesk Bitcoin may move from consolidation to another parabolic move back to $56,000, he said, having correctly predicted the crypto's late 2020 surge from $20,000 to $40,000. Going parabolic is an expression often used in the crypto market to describe an expected impulse move higher with limited downticks. The Bitcoin's recent bull revival follows a prolonged period of sideways trading at the depths of the bear market at around 18,000, or the basing pattern, he said. The widely tracked momentum indicator, which is the relative strength index, RSI, has diverged bullishly on the weekly chart, confirming an end of the downtrend. A bullish divergence of RSI occurs when the indicator does not reciprocate the new low on the price as observed in November 2022. That's a sign the bears are losing power and the bulls are gaining strength. That's right. Now let's discuss the Nasdaq's bull flag. Another good news for the crypto bulls is that the Nasdaq has broken out of a bull flag, a technical pattern known to accelerate an uptrend. Bitcoin's 90-day correlation coefficient with the Nasdaq had increased to 0.75, indicating the two assets are moving in tandem. Quoting him here, in Nasdaq, there is a bull flag. There is a saying, flags fly at half mast, meaning there could be another major run higher in equities to new all-time highs. A bull flag forms when a correction follows an initial step rise. An eventual breakout from the flag is said to confirm a resumption of the broader uptrend. Nasdaq fell by 37% in 11 months to October of 2022. The decline, though severe, looked like a correction in the broader rally from March 2020 lows and represented a flag pattern on the weekly chart that recently ended with a bullish breakout. Quoting him again, said differently, there could be a new bull market in stocks that looks like the last bull market. 2023 could be a surprisingly good year for both crypto and equities. And interestingly, Nasdaq's daily chart also showed a bull flag breakout, as pointed out right here. So there you have it. What are your thoughts surrounding this bullish $56,000 Bitcoin price action and target? Let me know your thoughts in the comments right down below. And that leads us to our final segment of the live show, which is the live Q&A. And I'm going to have to do the Q&A on the phone because it's not appearing on my screen due to the technical difficulties, but it is all good. No worries, fam. All is well. So yeah, let's read some of this out loud. I'm going to scroll to the top of the chat. I appreciate your support. Ellen, Digital Dankness, Selling with Twins. Zach Russell, good to see you. Says, thanks, JV, for all you do. Always glad to be able to grab a live show. I appreciate you tuning in live. Yeah, man. Appreciate it very much. Boomer Futurist. Appreciate you tuning in. Michael Volkman, always a pleasure. Coin Father, have a wonderful weekend. Stack them stats. I do believe we'll see a pullback soon. Off to celebrate my 9-year-old's birthday. Happy birthday to your 9-year-old. Sending you much love and bliss, fam. Indiana Candles, welcome. Steve Kingston, always a pleasure. Coin Father, appreciate you, fam. Diamond Hands, that's what's up. Give the birthday boy girl out well wishes. That's right. Have fun with the birthday. The whale said no more news for you. Does seem that way. It's insane, right? What happened? Yeah, that was the first time in 1,197 episodes. My computer just straight up froze in the middle of the live, and then it just reset the computer, rebooted it, and we're back. It happens. I guess that's one of the one of the downsides of doing a live show. Technical difficulties do occur. JB looks like he's holding the Bitcoin mass in the screenshot. Word up. Steve says, I have not tried that aspect of the ledger yet. SpongeBob, let us know how that goes. Lazarus, good morning. Dan Drummond, always a pleasure. How you guys doing? Shout out to my dog Nipsey Hussle, rest in peace. Looks like the episode is going to be edited. Yeah, I don't even know because I had the original half recorded, but when your computer crashes, that recording is not going to be saved. So I still got to figure out now how to share the replay. It'll be interesting, but all good. I'm just glad to be back. Appreciate you guys sticking around. You're awesome. Why aren't the parents charged? They're dirty. And SBF's aunt who works at the World Economic Forum. Great question. I do believe they should all be held responsible because they're all a part of the corruption. Take a long look at SBF Gensler and their parents. 100%. I am with you. I believe the same thing. Audit all the politicians, SEC, Gensler, all of them. Bitcoin is audited every 10 minutes. Banks fudge their numbers once a year. Facts. You know what I mean? I think that's why the regulators, the Charlie Mungers, the Senator Warrens, they don't like Bitcoin. They continue to bash it because it can't be manipulated. The same reason that Bankman-Fried wasn't a big fan of Bitcoin. He can't control it. Meanwhile, he can create his ish coins like FTT and then, do what he wants to do with them, artificially inflate them and then borrow against them. And Bankman-Fried was actually stealing the real Bitcoin that you were uploading to his exchange, FTX, and they were siphoning that out immediately. And then he was shorting a Bitcoin and longing all of his ish coins. You know what I mean? If FTX didn't do the fraud that they did and the SEC actually did their job, then I feel very confident we wouldn't have dropped sub $20,000 last year to hit a bottom of like 15.7. But as they say, everything happens for a reason. I was able to take advantage of the dip, so I thank Bankman-Fried at the end of the day. But at the same time, he defrauded literally 1 million plus investors out of over $10 billion, and the SEC is a big part of that. You know what I mean? So I point the finger at Gensler. He's the chairman. He's the guy in charge. You're having undisclosed meetings with this guy. You really talking about political donations, or are you talking about how you're going to scam the industry and usher in unlawful regulation? Because that's identical to what we're witnessing like right now, in the market. That's just how I feel. Let me know if you guys can relate. Yeah, man. SBF, Gensler, BlackRock, they all hate Bitcoin. Makes you wonder, why do they hate it? Can't control it. Anyone with a good heart is going to love Bitcoin. That, my friend, is a fact. You know what I mean? So it separates the Jedi from the dark forces. You could instantly recognize a Jedi by how they embrace the King Crypto, and you can effortlessly recognize the dark forces by how they prop up propaganda and FUD against Bitcoin, like the Charlie Mungers, the Warren Buffetts, the Senator Warrens, and ongoing, continue. You know what I mean? President Biden, those type of guys. When Gensler was appointed to a certain position, FTX token went parabolic. Facts. There's no denying that. He's absolutely involved here. You know what I mean? I think they should be held responsible. Not just SBF, but all of them. Lock them all up. You know what I mean? Elizabeth Warren wondering why egg producers are gouging. And I just shared a throwback video of Max Kaiser sharing how he really feels about this unethical regulation and from people like Senator Elizabeth Warren. And he doesn't hold back. This is uncensored. Probably my favorite video I've seen in a hot minute. I shared it on my Twitter, so be sure to check it out, retweet it if it resonates with you. But Max does not hold back whatsoever, so much respect to Max. For $50, I'll send you the Gensler dartboard. For $100, I promise to not send the naked Elizabeth Warren dartboard. Oh, I absolutely don't want the naked Elizabeth Warren dartboard, so I'll be sending you $100, it looks like, if that's the deal. Gensler and SBF, let's see those transcripts, please. Can't wait. Ballin' at the gym. I'm listening to Crypto News Alerts. Get it, J-Dub the Laker. What group of muscles are you working out this afternoon? JV is the Bitcoin Jedi. That's right. I like that. The Bitcoin Jedi. I'm here to defeat the forces of evil. I roll with Master Yoda and Satoshi. Those are the gods. You know what I mean? And we fight. We fight for what's right, for a righteous cause. We fight against the dark forces of evil who are against Bitcoin. We fight against the powers that be who are trying to prop up CBDCs as the answer to this fiat crap falling apart around the world. The only solution, the only antidote to the CBDCs, my friend, is the King Crypto. So keep stacking them sats. You feel me? You know what I mean? Get rid of the dinosaurs. Warren Buffett, Munger. Yeah, old money. Out with the old, in with the new. I feel you. After a good workout, got to puff. Got to puff tough. J-Dub. I'm hooping today, JV, for cardio. That's what's up. I do my hooping. I did some hooping yesterday. I try to do hooping every day, as long as it's not raining, as I play in the outside courts here in my community. I love basketball. It's my favorite thing to do. Besides playing chess, balling. It's my thing. But anyways, fam, let's wrap up with a recap of what I covered with you here in today's show. We discussed the latest Bitcoin technical analysis as Bitcoin faces a do or die weekly with a monthly close with the macro bull trend at stake. We also discussed Bitcoin hash rate hitting yet another all-time high. And as we know, the Bitcoin price follows the hash rate. We also shared the latest of XRP versus the SEC with their ongoing lawsuit. We also discussed an analyst issuing a warning to crypto traders saying a massive Bitcoin pullback is likely. And I shared his targets. We also discussed the continued SEC alleged crackdown on crypto, going after more celebrities while Bankman-Fried remains out of jail. We also discussed former FTX director of engineering Nishad Singh negotiating a plea deal currently with the prosecutors. And we also shared a very bullish $56,000 Bitcoin price target. But where do you feel the Bitcoin price is likely to go next? Let me know in the comments right down below, and I look forward to